Why most traders lack consistency. Stay tuned, we'll talk about that next. G'day traders, Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading. Beautiful sunny afternoon in Perth. Just had my run, the dogs had their walk, they're pretty shot. And today we're talking about why most traders, retail traders, lack consistency. Now a lot of traders, there's obviously three things: having a solid methodology, money management skills, and then emotional self-control. But one of the biggest reasons a lot of retail traders fail, and I can attest to this in my own experience, is that they lack patience. Patience to wait for their best high probability trade setups. And a lot of cases those trade setups may only come along 2 or 3 times in a week, and the odd time maybe not even during the week. And so oftentimes retail traders especially feel like they need to try and trade every day or make money every day. And I've talked about building a playbook. Part of the 7-step daily routine for high performance traders is building your playbook and really focusing in on 1 or 2 high probability trade setups. If you haven't done so, go to my homepage, download that. That's an audio file. You can create your own daily routine, but it's imperative for you to be building your playbook and really understand the importance of focusing in on and being patient and waiting for those A-trade setups. And the reason why that is, and one of the reasons why a lot of traders lack the patience, is number one, fear of missing out. They feel like they'll take less than optimal trade setups because they feel like they're going to miss a move, or they feel like they can scalp a move and it's not actually their optimum best A-trade setup. And number two, boredom. They're sitting around, they're waiting, and then through that boredom, they'll get lulled into taking again a less than optimal trade setup. Boredom and fear of missing out. And often, again, when you review as we talked about earlier in this week about building the playbook, when you really focus in on just a couple of trade setups and what they require for you to take those trades, you train your nervous system more and more that you focus in just on those types of setups. The reticular activating system in part of your brain, it starts to only see those as your trades. So when you're taking less than optimal trade setups through, fear of missing out, boredom, impatience, lack of discipline, lack of emotional self-control, those are the trades that can create damage to your psychological capital, but also in some cases financial loss, especially if you end up getting into a trade that maybe is a scalp or it's a less than optimal trade setup. Next thing you know, you're averaging into a losing trade, or you're moving your stop because you don't want to take a loss on that trade, and that can balloon out into a larger loss. These are the types of little behavioral traits that we're all susceptible to as retail traders. And so it's really important, again, to be focusing in on a couple of really simple trade setups. Like this week, we've had the Fed announcement last night. And most of the major pairs have been in range-bound markets all week. Now, my particular trading strategy isn't really catered around that type of market. So I'm, doing other things. And it's important for me to get away from the screen. I do some other screenshotting and note-taking and journaling. But it's important for me to get away from the screen and to not be, trapped into looking for trades when I know that that's not the type of setup that I'm looking for. And the reason why that's not my particular setup is that I'm looking for range expansions. And when they're range-bound markets, I don't like to trade those because I'm looking for, a 5 or a 10-to-1 type of trade setup. So they don't happen all the time, but when we get a range-bound week, I'm thinking that it's possible that I'll see a Friday trade setup happen, and if not, I'm happy to wait until next week, because I would rather take my A-trade setup and go down to a smaller time frame, increase my position size, still manage my risk on that trade, but be looking at maybe even taking a bigger profit out of the market if indeed that trade goes, than trying to just trade a range-bound market and scalp some pips that potentially could end up creating more stress for me than necessary. So, and I've learned that through experience. I've been caught into those markets. It's cost me money in the past, and it's also cost me psychological capital. So, biggest reason a lot of retail traders struggle with consistency is that they lack the discipline to remain patient, and that often comes from boredom and the fear of missing out on trades. So again, if you haven't done so, go to my homepage, get my 7-step daily routine for high performance traders, work on your mindset, bulletproof yourself for success, develop that discipline through back testing, accelerating your learning, looking for high probability setups, building your playbook, doing all the things that are going to move you in a direction of constant progress. So hopefully you got some value from today's video, traders. Be patient, stay disciplined, focus on your A-trade setups, know what those criteria that need to be met for you to take those trades. Don't settle for anything less than those types of trades, and may the markets go with you.
Hi traders, it's Stacy Burke from Stacy Burke Trading. If you haven't done so, please head over to my website at stacyburketrading.com. I create updates on almost a daily basis, and I would love for you to receive them. Just click on the blog. If you want to enter your name and your email address, I'll send you my free audio program, the 7-Step Daily Routine for High Performance Traders. This is essential knowledge for all traders in all markets, and this is for helping traders to master the market with discipline, confidence, and a winning mindset. I appreciate all your feedback and comments. As always, traders, stay disciplined, and may the markets go with you.